expecting what? User not added. Convinced, my dear, or not there? Okay. User not added. User not added. Okay, let me check whether matching with the correct wording or not. User not. N capital, A capital. Here also will let us put A capital. Array, these spaces matter sometimes a lot. Okay, here also what? User added. Here also what? User not added. Right, my dear? That's great. So I'm checking whether called or not. Okay, this is satisfied. One that is satisfied. I'm checking whether this message came or not. I'm going by everything or not there, guys. Okay. So now let's run the test cases now. Okay. Right click. Where is this? Run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. Oh. Wanted but not invoked. Wanted but not invoked. Valid inputs. Login inputs Raja Kama Rani. It's saying but wanted but not invoked. That means something going against of our wish. If not equal to empty string, yes. And password not equal to empty string. Both are not equal to. It has to call add user method or not, guys. Then what is the message? User added. We are checking exactly that one only, boss. Mocito dot times 1. Add user Raja 1 comma Rani 1. Okay. Nothing is there. Nothing is there, boss. Simple, you do reverse. First call this method, then it will call add user method. Array, come on. Array, when you call service method, we are checking reverse, boss. When you call service class method, it internally calls DAO method. Come on. When you suppose, are you calling service DAO method directly? No. You are calling through service class method. Without calling service class method, how can I check? DAO class method verified or not, right? Okay. Call service class method. Okay. Service class method that internally should come this one. Same thing here also. Call service class method. Call service class method. Say paste. That's it. Okay. Here is my what? Programmatic approach. JUnit test. Now it's coming green color na, boss. Why? Because without calling service class method, how can you check DAO class method is called or not? Meaningless na, boss. Without tasting coffee, you cannot say it's a good or bad, right? Some people, what they say? By looking at the coffee or from far distance, say, I don't like coffee, I don't like tea, I don't like that, I don't like. First taste it, na. Same thing here also, my dear. When DAO method is called, when you call service method, but without calling service class method, if you check whether DAO method is checked or not, it's really bad or not, guys. So that's why first I call service class method. Okay, expecting this result. I'm in this process, I'm checking whether it is called or not. If called, okay, it will not throw error, then assert equals is working. So see, here also if you want, you can go for a verification, but I want to involve this times method. By checking whether real method is called or not also, we can do what? Mocking kind of. We are not, this time we are not going by return value of the method. We are going by what? We are checking whether method is really called or not. We are simply checking whether method is really called or not. Are you getting my point, my dear? Super, guys. It's really, really great, my dear. Okay, guys. But this also we are dealing with the stub object and mark objects only. We are not dealing with what? Spy object. Can I create one scenario of dealing with spy objects? Okay, let's deal with what? Spy objects now. Focus with spy objects. First see the scenario, then feel it. First see the scenario, then we can feel it. Yeah. List mark is equal to mocito dot mark array list dot class. What class, guys? Array list. Array for given array list, it is creating the mark object. Fine. Okay. Spy object. We have a direct method spy. See, while passing spy, I created empty object. So this spy object becomes what? Wrapper around the array list object or not, guys? Okay, no problem. If you pass class also, it first create the real object. On the top of it, spy object is created. But when it comes to mark object, no array list object will be created. Directly what will be created? Proxy object will be created. Okay, now listen. To the to the mark object, I added table. Okay, I'm saying when size method is called return 10. Okay, I'm giving dummy functionality. Now mark object has become stub object now, my dear. Super. For spy object also I added table. Again, I am saying whenever size method is called give 10. So for spy object, I am providing dummy functionality for size method. For mark object, I am providing dummy functionality for size method. But spy is having real list object also. Come on, my dear. And mark is not having real list object. Okay, now listen. System dot out dot println on mark object, nothing but stub object I am calling size method. On spy object I am calling size method. So both for both I have given dummy functionality for size method, that is 10, my dear. Okay, now focus. If mark dot when statement is not commented, this. Okay, now for both mark dot when is commented, boss. For both mark dot when is commented. No dummy functionality is given. No dummy functionality is given. Okay, now tell me, guys. Here I added table, here I added table. Are you getting my point there? Okay. But in spy, real array list object is there having table. That's why when mark.when commented, real object is giving size as 1 now, my dear. And no real object for mark object. Come on. No real object. And for size, no functionality is provided. Okay, that's why though item is there, it is giving me 0 only na. It is giving me 0 only na. I think now you can feel the difference between spy and stub. For stub and spy, for both dummy functionality is given. Both dummy functionality, they are giving their result. Dummy functionality result. Dummy functionality is commented. Stub no dummy functionality. That's why 0 is coming. But spy is having real object, real size method execute. That gives me what? 1. Because only one item table is added or not, guys. One item table is added or not there, guys. Stub, only dummy functionality. The day you off the dummy functionality, it is wasted. Spy, it is having dummy functionality on the top of real object. It is having dummy functionality on the top of what? A real object. Are you getting my point there, guys? On the top of real object. So then real functionality takes place or not, guys? Definitely real. Spy objects are useful to check how many times method is called, whether they are called or not. Because spy object is always linked with what? Real object. For this, we can use mocito.verify or not, guys. For this, we can use what? Mocito dot verify or not, guys? Okay, that's fine. So, okay, let it be. So can we take this test case, guys? Okay, yes, success failure not there. I'm just trying to check the behavior of the stub object and the behavior of this spy object. Okay, guys, let's see that one also, one use case. Public wide test stub versus what, guys? Spy. Stub versus spy. Public wide test stub versus spy, guys. That's good. Here is my at the rate test. Here is my what? At the rate test. Here is my what? At the rate test. One minute, 1 minute. One minute, 1 minute. I have done one small wrong transaction. Give me 2 minutes, guys. Yes. Public wide test, guys. Tell me, guys, public wide test. Yeah. Public wide test. Tell me here what is there. First, I will create a mark object. Okay, fine. List integer. Okay. List mark is equal to what is equal to? Markito dot what is there? Mark. Markito dot mark. Tell me. Class T. What is this? I can give list dot class na. I can give array list dot class or list dot class. One and the same. Array list or array list. No, it internally uses array list only. Yeah, we are ready with the mark object, right, guys? Yeah, if not working, we'll write array list only. Wait for some time. Okay. Yeah, list integer. What is there? List spy. Okay. Here, what is the method we got? Spy. What it will do, first? It first creates the real object. On the top of this spy object is created. Though you pass just class, first it creates the real object. On the top of it creates what? Spy object. Spy object on real object. Right, guys. Okay, now tell me. List mark dot add table. List spy dot add table. List mark dot add table. List mark dot add this. Array, it is saying that change to add all. There is no add method. Why there is no add method? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe in array list that add is there. Here not there. Okay, no problem. We'll change to array list here. Here also we change to array list. Acha, mistake is not with array list. I will tell. No, problem is not list or array list. Array, by telling integer, anyone adds string. Common sense should be there, na boss. We are adding table by taking integer. People are focusing here. We are not focusing on it. Sometimes it happens. Don't worry. Ah, okay, guys. Now print the original sizes once. Sys out list mark dot size. Next, list spy dot size. List mark dot size. List spy dot size. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Okay. Marketer dot mark list dot class. Marketer dot spy list dot class. List mark dot add table. List mark dot add table. Fine. Now I have to define the functionality for size method or not, guys? Okay. Now tell me. Marketer dot when. Marketer dot when. What is the method I should call, guys? Okay, nah, that is when then. Okay, list mark dot size. List mark dot size. Whenever size method is called, then return. Then return. Then return 10, guys. Then return 10. Marketo dot when, list mark dot size, then return 10. Simply we are saying what, guys? Then return 10. Okay, that's great. Okay. Stub object on mock object. Simply we are writing what? Stub object on mock object or not, guys? That's great. Tell me next one. Marketo dot when. List spy dot. What is there? List spy dot site with functional. Stub object on mock object having dummy. Having size method functional. Spy object with what, guys? Dummy functionality. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay, that's great. Followed by that, what is there, guys? Here I am trying to print sys out. Sys out. Yeah, list mark dot size. List mark dot size. This is purely to feel the functionality difference between what? Spy object and this. A list spy dot. What is their size? Okay. Now, for both I added one element, but I given dummy functionality for size method. Whenever size method is called, return 10. This is what I said now, my dear. Okay. Login service test. Right now, we are least bothered about green mark, red mark. Okay, test methods are executing, but lastly you observe initially 0, 0, but lastly what? 10, 10 has come. Lastly what has come? 10, 10 has come. Okay, now concentrate. Now focus. I commented this marketo dot when. For both I commented. Okay, boss. A right click, one small twist is there, you have to verify that. For both the time 0, 0 only coming na? Why? Why? Because while creating spy object, you have not given the real object. So how to give the feeling of real object? So don't just pass listed art class ra babu. Try to pass what? Come on. Array, new array list of what, guys? New array. So I'm passing the real object. What is there? Real object. Here listed art class means that is not taking as a real object. Come on. Okay. Spy object. Spy object. Okay, spy object on real object. Spy object on real object. Okay. Right click, run as JUnit test. Tell me. Yeah, right now real object is there na both places. One. Array, one item is added, right? That means in spy object, when dummy functionality is there, it is using real object to call the size method. So when real in stub object that provision is there, my dear, not there. In stub object that provision is there, not there again. So I hope you got the difference between spy object and what? Stub object. So now I'm feeling to do one small experiment. I don't know whether it is possible or not, but let me do that. Here also, I comment these guys. Here also, I try to pass the real object for my confirmation. Okay, here also I am passing what? New array list. New array list. Here new array list, here new array list. Right click, run as JUnit test. Right click, run as JUnit test. What happened? What happened? Where is the code? We got the red mark. What's the red mark? Please don't pass any values here. Java will detect the class automatically. In spy, it is not. In stub, in mocking, it is not allowing us to pass what? Real object. In spy, it is allowing us to pass the real object or not, guys. You pass, just type, guys. You just pass the interface type, it is deciding remaining things. Then there is no problem at all. Happily green mark has come. Okay, but in spy object, when you pass real object, no error. In mock object or stub object, when you try to pass the real object, we are getting the error or not, guys? We are simply literally getting the error or not, guys? I want reply from you people, guys. Come on, everyone. This is what we need to focus, guys. Table, list mark dot size, list spy dot size, guys. This is what things are happening or not, guys. Mark object is just proxy object and not linked with any real object. Spy object is mark object that acts as wrapper around what? Real object. If you provide dummy functionality for the methods of mark object and spy object, then they become what? Stub object. They become what? Spy object also becomes stub object, boss. But when you comment that dummy functionality, real methods on real object execute. That's the specialty of the spy object now, my dear. I think with this scenario, you are getting crystal clear clarity on the difference between spy and stub and mark object. Mark means proxy object. Spy means mark object linked with real object. If you provide dummy functionality for mark or spy, they become stub object or not there. That's why people ask me why there is no mark.stub method, sir. No, sir. Mark.stub is not required. Why? Because mark object, spy object. Mark means just proxy object. Spy means what? Proxy object linked with real object. You provide dummy functionality for business method, proxy functionality for business method for both mark and what? Spy object. They internally become stub object or not, guys? I think this is practically demonstrating the difference between mark, stub, and spy object. I hope you convinced, my dear. Come on, everyone. But nowadays, we are dealing with programmatic approach, annotation approach, guys. Everywhere we are preferring annotation approach only now. Shall we convert same application into annotation based application? Mocito API is bit heavy API. Keep the reference code when you write your code. See, in industry, when task is given, task completion is important. Whether you have written by closing ISA, by opening ISA, by taking reference code, by copying from so and so website, or you inspired from your friend code, you inspired from old projects that are there in company, that really does not matter. Because if you start remembering things, if you start writing everything on your own, okay, one lifetime is not enough to get the grip on any subject. Already these many things are there. So that's why don't hesitate to have reference code. When you have to write code on your own without seeing any reference, because of practice you do, not because of memory you got. 90% marks in engineering, 95% marks in plus two, 100% in 10th class is not a test for your logical thinking, boss. Is a test for your memory power. There is no guarantee. Such profile people should become great software engineers. Especially the people who are backbenchers, who are average, below average student, who got lot of social knowledge, who got lot of outside world, who got lot of logical brain. They become real software engineers in the companies. That's a fact. That's a fact. First benchers, first mark student need not to become great software engineer if they are living a life in a closed circle. The people who got a lot of social awareness, domain knowledge, okay. After this statement, I am thinking that one day I will, sir. Hash and one day you should know option for you. Okay, guys. Narsimham, I know you are backbencher. You are thinking me wrong. Okay. I'm a mixed person. Because up to 10th standard, I was a ranker. But after 10th standard, I realized not only books, there are many other things to study in the world. Okay, fine. That time onwards, I started enjoying the subject, not the marks. Fine. Mm. By listening this word topper crying in the corner, they don't cry. At least they try to change their attitude of life. Lot of observation skills, lot of social knowledge is required to get a great logical thinking. Yes, na boss. You studied Java after 10th, and I studied many things after 10th. Okay, that's why percentage has gone, but social knowledge is increased. I think it happens in everyone's life. There are only exceptional case people only who do well always before 10th and after 10th, and most of them are from 33%. Okay, na? Because they taken birth for studies, they do studies, and they marry and they serve homemaker. Okay, na? I think this generation, you people change it, right? But the people who study well as a boy before 10th standard, they generally drop in the studies, but they become all rounder, right? But the people who have not studied well before 10th standard, after 10th standard, all of a sudden they become serious about studies. This change will be there. But exceptional people will be there. They always study, they get the good marks, and they become bank POs, clerks, managers. And the people who don't study properly, they become businessmen. Okay. They become businessmen. They become software engineers. Okay, fine. So bookish knowledge, good, required, no doubt. You have to be expert in one place. But along with the social awareness is also very, very important. You should know what's happening around you. Okay. No, politician is a full-time cheater now, boss. Politicians are cheaters only. No, if he is not cheater after coming to politician, he has to cheat. Otherwise, he cannot survive in what? In politics. Politician makes normal person as what? Crooked person or cruel person. No doubt in that. Okay, let it be, guys. Let it be. Shall we convert this example into annotation based example, guys? Array, that creating mark object I want to do through annotations, not directly through annotations I want to do. Fine. Okay, let's see, guys. I think you got the clarity between spy object and mark object, and both spy and mark object can become stub objects. When you provide the dummy functionality, both becomes what? That. Yeah. See, guys, on the top of DAO, at the rate mock is there now, my dear. There are not there. What kind of social knowledge is important? Give an example. Rohita Das, you asked example about social knowledge means you don't have social knowledge. Yeah. No, around the society, around the companies, around the projects, around the business, when you go to any shop, you should not just purchase item and come out. You should think, okay, how he is doing business? What is the what from where he is getting this raw material? How much money is adding as a margin? How much is when? What is the process is involved? You should be in a position to analyze. Okay, guys. Little bit confused on marks. Okay. No, marks are good, but only marks are not great. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, marks are parameter for subject up to some extent. But if you want to use the marks effectively, you have to have a lot of social awareness. You have to understand business model. Then only you can become great expert in any domain. Okay, let it be, guys. Can we convert this application into annotation example, boss? And same jars, nothing else is extra is required. Mocito annotations. Okay, spy objects also we will involve, boss. Don't worry. We'll bring into that into picture. Okay. So jars are same, only annotations are extra. Copy this. Mock. Programmatic approach. I will run from you how to run business. Rachit, you understood your question, then I will understand. Acha, you want to learn from me? Ah, okay. First learn Java properly, right? Okay. Marketo pros annotation. No need to touch service and DAO because anyhow that is the basic. Okay, the only the one we have to touch is what? Test case class. What class, guys? Test case class. Here is my test case class or not, guys? Okay, fine. Right, boss. Okay, so first one, DAO, I am using at the rate mark. At the rate mark. That's great. Next, whatever mark comes, I want to say inject mark. See, guys, one annotation is creating, another annotation is injecting. Easy, my dear. Come on, everyone. Okay, that's great. But the thing is, to recognize this annotation and to perform all these activities, you have to call init mark method. What method, guys? Init mark method passing this object. But can you pass this? Can we pass this in a static method, guys? No. Can we pass this in a static method, guys? No. That's why what I am doing is I am going for here Mocito annotations dot init marks of this. Mocito annotations of init marks of this. It is saying it is deprecated. Okay, it is deprecated. Is there any alternate boss for that? Open marks. This is deprecated, guys. What is this? Deprecated. As alternate, what is the method we got? Open marks. Open marks. Array, only meaningful method I have taken. Sir, why are you writing in constructor? I have to pass this. This means current object. Current object. Can I pass in static method, guys? No. Then what's the use of this? Here also we created proxy object and we initialized proxy object with real object. All these are waste, guys. Just keep SOP. Because when entire work is done through annotation, why should I do the same thing here? Why should I do the same task over here? Not required, right? Is there any need of doing the same task over here, guys? Really, certainly not required. Convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. Super, guys. Tell me. At the rate mark, at the rate inject marks, at the rate mark, and what? Another one is what? At the rate inject marks. Fine. Remaining things I need not to touch, guys. Everything same, my dear. Okay. Even this is also functionality, this one. But here we need a list object acting as a mock object, list object acting as a spy object. Okay, guys. There is no need of you creating it manually like this. There is no need of you creating it manually like this. Go to the top of the class or in the on the top of the method also. No problem. Tell me. Private static. Now there is no need of taking them static also, but I have to take because after all method is a static method. To nullify them, it is required or not required. Okay. Private static list string. What is there? List mark. What is there, guys? List mark. On the top of it, what is the one I have to write? At the rate mark. What is there? Private static list string. Come on. List spy. Okay, here what is the one I have to plus, guys? Right click. What is the one I have to place, guys? Okay, just spy, Rabab. Just spy I have to write. So now we are ready with the spy object and mock object. Everything is happening through annotations, guys. Okay, that's great. Okay, go to tear down. Here we are nullifying these two things. Better to nullify what? List mark is equal to null. List spy is equal to null. List mark is equal to null. List spy is equal to null. We are simply nullifying them or not there. That's really great, guys. Okay. Login management service test case.java run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. Tear down has come. Tear down has come, but one error has come. What is this? Testing with valid credentials. Inject mock field login service class is an interface. Okay, I will tell the reason, guys. In interface, it cannot inject anything now, my dear. So that's why in this case, while working with annotation, you should make sure that it is on what? Class name. You are doing this injection on what? Class. And we have to inject a proxy with what? Survey object. Service class object, right? Not on what? Interface. Okay, that's why I have taken object. Service class name only to inject, guys. Now object creation, everything will be taken care by whom? This. Check it out now. Check it out now. Okay, green color means all are happening as expected. Okay, 1 minute. In the console also, what's happening? 0, 0 coming. That means real objects are not coming. Why? Because for spy object, I have not given real object anywhere. For spy object, I have not given what? A real object anywhere. But how to give real object for spy object? Okay. Everywhere, anywhere. How to give real object for spy object? Okay, let me initialize this, guys. Let me initialize at least array list of. What is that? Array list. Because if it is the other case, we have a provision to pass the real object. But this time, let's see how to pass the real object. Okay, guys. Run as giant test. Now it's coming now. Wherever spy is there, real method is used or not, guys? Is mark object not used? But you try to assign same new array list for mark object, you will get error. Why? Because mark object should not be linked with what? Real object. Only spy objects only can be linked with what? Real object. What are the annotation? At the rate mark gives me mark object. At the rate spy gives me basically mark object, but if you initialize with the real object, it will give spy object. But to see all these annotations working properly, mocito annotation dot open marks of this you have to call. This na object. Object means constructor only we have to use. But how to inject? How to inject required mark objects to service class object at the rate inject marks. It only detects required marks and happily injects this. It only detects required marks and what? Happily injects. Understanding my statement, my dear? Okay, everything is in front of you. At the rate mark, at the rate inject marks, at the rate mark, at the rate spy. These are the annotations that we are having or not, guys? Okay. Mocito annotations are, what is there? Mocito annotations are at the rate mark, creates the, come on, real object, creates the mark object, creates the mark array. You people are leaving the meeting and I'm getting problem. Proxy object based on the given interface. At the rate spy object. Creates the spy object by taking given object as the given real object as the wrapper object. Yeah, given real object as the wrapper object. Tell me next one. At the rate inject marks. Okay. Injects the what is that? Mark object to the real. Mark object to the given real object. Given object. Given object. So these are the annotations we are having or not, guys? Okay, this is great. But whenever I'm running this code by adding new jar file, I'm getting one warning now, my dear. They are saying something you have to change. This may not be available in future. Like this, they are giving me threatening messages to us or not, guys? Shall we look into those threatening messages once? If possible, no, it's working. It's not like that. Please add. This will know. Self-attaching enable inline mocker. This will no longer future release of JDK. Please add mocito as an agent to your build as described in what? Mocito documentation. Okay. It's giving problem with JDK, guys. It is giving problems with what? JDK. It's saying that some warning is coming. Let's see what we can do. What we can do here. Okay. Mocito.html content. There, what is the point? What is the number it is saying? 03. In that one, chapter 3. Chapter 3. Okay. That's great. It's a groovy, guys. I want in Maven. I want in Maven. Okay. Yeah. In Maven, you have to add extra thing. To add Mocito as agent to Maven's or Surefire plugin, the following configuration is required. Okay. It's saying that. Okay. First, we'll try to understand this. What is this concept is all about? Explicit. Starting from Java 21, JDK restrict the ability of libraries to attach a Java agent to their own JVM. As a result, inline mock marker array to generate the proxy object, mock object, Java agent is no more giving support. Java mock might able to function without explicit setup to instrumentation. And the JVM will always display warning. The following are the examples about how to set up Mocito core as a Java agent, and it may be more appropriate to choose different approach depending upon your constraints. Okay, guys, this is the nice statement. Java 21 onwards, you cannot use a Java original agent to generate the mock objects. You have to use Mocito supplied agent, or in X domain supplied agent, in Y domain supplied agent to generate the Mocitos, or internal, guys, internal. Okay, but anyhow, we decided to overcome that warning now, boss. Be aware that starting from 5.0, inline mock marker becomes a default mock marker, and this artifact may abolished in future version. Okay, right. Go to this. Yes, guys. Okay, now let me add the code. Right now we are dealing with Maven na, boss. In Maven, what is the code they have given for us? This is the code they have given for us. Plugin, plugin, plugin. Maven dependency plugin. Maven Surefire plugin. Both plugins I have to add extra, my dear. Okay, this is my pom.xml, guys. This is my pom.xml. If you take other than Java 21, Java 20, Java 17, then you won't get these warnings, guys. Then definitely you will not get these warnings. You will get these warnings only when you take this. Maven dependency plugin, goals properties. Maven Surefire plugin, I am giving my some jar file there now, boss. I'm asking Java agent should be collected from what? Mocito core jar. Java agent should be collected from what? Mocito core jar file. Okay, that's great. I hope this will solve our error, boss. This will solve our error. Right click, run as JUnit. Okay, output is coming, but still console error is not gone. Maybe I have to say Maven update once. Better to say Maven update once. I think 1 minute 02. We have added in 02 and we are running 02 only na. Sometimes this is a problem. Right click Maven update. Offline. Force update. Offline. Save update. That's great. Right click guys. Run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. This will no longer work in future release of JK. Please add mocito documentation. We are adding, but why it is giving problem? Plugin. Okay, where we have to add this? Following configuration is required. Where other plugins are there, same thing. Note, however, the arg line needs to exit when Surefire performs later replacement. Otherwise, it will just value Vibri and JVM. Saying goodbye. VM crash system exit called. Let's verify some behavior. 1 minute. They're asking some verify some. The following example mock list people familiar get clear all this stuff. List.clear add one. Okay. Once created mockup will remember all interaction. Then you selectively whatever interaction you interest. Array, this is fine. All these are subject related things. All these are what? Subject related things. Okay, no problem. Let's wait something, guys. Java agent has been loaded dynamically from what? Something. Okay, let's get into first time. Actually, earlier I used to work with smaller versions, it seems. We never got this warning. Okay, we'll try if gone. Anyhow, it's working. It's not a thing. Chat GPT or Google. Okay. Download mock download download Mocito inline as in jar. Mocito inline. Download Mocito inline. Add it to your project dependency as using Maven or Gradle. Okay. So maybe jar file I have to add a yes. Okay. If you are using pass the agent to your JVM argument during test phase. Download latest version of Mocito inline. Add to your project dependency if you are using Maven or Gradle. Okay, that's the one thing. Replace version with actual version of Mocito inline you are using. If you are using Gradle, this is the story. Add dependencies. What is this? Dependencies. If not already added, you have to add a dependency. This is missing, it seems. If it, this everything we did, guys, but plugin we added, but jar we have not added now, my dear. Okay. Mocito core only I have added. Mocito inline they have. Did I add, boss? No. Okay. Why error? Why error is coming? Any guess? Why any error? Why error? Why error? Why error? We are opening dependency nicely now. Was not found. Me went to doing previous attempt. It is saying that it is not there. Okay, no problem. Okay. What is the one? What is the one we are looking for? Mocito inline. Can we search directly in the mvnrepository.com? Yeah. Mocito. First time I am also adding, guys. Mocito inline. Mocito inline. This artifact is moved to Mocito core 5.2.0. But when I add, it is not coming. Array, here errors, there no errors. How come? Same thing. Maybe when you save, you will get red marks. Huh? No errors. What is this surprising, Ra? What is wrong? 5.2.0. What is there in? Okay, whatever it is. Whatever it is, Ra. A right click, array, that 5 point is there means this also would be there, na? Run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. Output is coming. Mocito currently is self-attaching to enable inline marker. This will no longer work off JDK. Please add Mocito as an agent to your build as described in what? Documentation. Documentation. Java has been reloaded dynamically from what? Jar file. Okay. Serviceability tool, this one. Serviceability tool not in use. Please run JDK instrumentation trace for more. Dynamic closing is disabled by this in future. VM argument sharing is only supported but class loader is not appended. Okay. Just a minute. At least you get the idea when situation comes how to handle it. ChatGPT is giving solution, but we are not able to get it. Stack Overflow, guys. What is there? Stack Overflow. StackOverflow.com. Here some prevent people already solutions will be there. Stack Overflow. Newest question, Stack Overflow. Search for this. Human error. I am not a human. We could not find this error itself. Huh? Great. Mocito, this one, it is never come across this error, Babu. Yes, Mocito is currently self-attaching. Okay. 37 votes. I don't need votes. We need a solution, right? We'll try for one time, guys. Anyhow, it's working. No need to worry. For future references, we are doing all this stuff. That is not a error. That's a warning only. So warning can be ignored, but why to bear the warning? I am thinking about this. Array, where is that, Ra? It's gone, huh? Yeah. Currently self-attaching. Mocito self-attaching. Same code, guys. What are the solution? 5 answers. Finally fixed. Both command line IDE. There are two different warnings. So that fix comes in two parts. You can try each argument own effect. Plugin group ID, Surefire plugin, mocito core, arguments line. Some argument lines is the issue, guys. It is asking to below are the configurations. Change the path of jar in local and all arcs are there. I think some extra configurations are there. Surefire plugin, Java agent X or X shore off. Here both are added. 1 minute, 1 minute. Which are the plugins we have added, guys? Properties. In the second plugin, Surefire plugin. Surefire plugin. Here second plugin is somewhat incomplete, my dear. Okay, first plugin is that properties, that's good. What about the second plugin part here? Okay. Here what I do is on safe side, we take both. Yeah, you have to work out like this until you get a result, boss. No option. Two plugins. One is Surefire plugin. Other one is what? Maven dependency plugin. Okay. Under build tag plugins. Under build tag plugins. Oh, here plugin and build is unnecessarily added. Already there it seems. Other plugins are already there now, my dear. Okay. Okay. Plugin management. What's the problem now? Build plugins. One minute. I think something gone wrong. Something gone wrong. I think you have to keep somewhere else, not here. Cut it, guys. Acha, here, this part also. Close this part also. Right. Open, when open or closed, closing also should be closed or not, guys. Okay, now gone now. Try our luck. If not coming, we'll ignore, guys. Leave it. Anyhow, it's working. No. Okay. You try at home. Maybe you search again and again. But I'm placing the things, guys. Okay. Yeah, this is the plugins. These are the things we have to place, my dear. Okay. Number one. Place this in pom.xml. Place these plugins. Place these plugins. Place these plugins. Where, guys? In pom.xml. What .xml, guys? Pom.xml file. Say paste. This is done, guys. Okay. Next, you have to add a jar file also. Add this dependency in. Add this dependency in pom.xml. Step number 2. Add this dependency in. Add this dependency in. What is there? Pom.xml file. Say paste. Okay. This is only to suppress that warning now, my dear. Okay. Now, can we discuss the FAQs of this? What is mocking? What is need of creating mock objects in testing process? Mocking means what? Creating dummy objects or proxy objects, my dear. Explain different use cases where mocking is required in real projects. Total 3 use cases I have given, right? While when local services are not ready, when external services are not ready, though everything ready, but I don't want to use real database, real classics. List different mocking frameworks available in Java. What is the difference between mock object, stub object, and spy object? Explain different API methods to create mock, stub, spy objects. Explain different API annotations to create mock, stub, and what spy objects. What is the use of @mock @spy annotation? What is the difference between mock object and what stub object? What is the difference between stub object and what spy object? How to define functionality for mock object to make it as what? Student, not student. To make it as a stub object. This auto spell correction sometime we think one thing that will give something. To make this one. For that one, we have to call mocito.when method now, my dear. Mocito.when then. How many approaches are there for mocito programming? Programmatic and annotation. What's the use of @inject mock annotation? Once mock object is ready to inject to other real object, we need to take the support of what? Inject mock. What's the use of calling mocito annotation dot open mock method? It will initialize annotations recognition in mocito programming. How to define functionality on mock object in Agile Jira user story style. Array mocito.when then. It is actually Agile Jira style only. Mock when then. When this happens, then this one. What's the link between JUnit tool and what? Mocito tool. Mocito tool is there for mocking object and remaining all aspects will happen on what? JUnit. Remaining all aspects will take place on what, guys? JUnit. At what time tomorrow class is there? Tomorrow no class. Okay. Interesting but difficult. Interesting but difficult means that needs practice. API, don't worry. API, you have to keep reference code, inspire, and you have to do it. Overall concept is registered in your brain or not, that matters. If concept is registered, don't worry about the coding part. If you do more practice, things will be there. Okay, Sunday no class, tomorrow no class, next class will be on what? Monday. Monday when we meet, the tool that we are going to take up is Git. GitHub we are going to learn. GitHub we are going to learn. Code repository tool we are going to learn. I hope you convinced, guys. Okay. Let me update the notes, boss. Yeah, tomorrow morning 7 a.m. is there for spring student. Except those are said 9 o'clock only. For remaining all people, this. Okay, I don't have any idea about real-time projects. Okay, there are 2 ways of getting real-time projects, guys. Number one, project batch. Number two, you have to collect from working friends or relatives. I am ready to take, but it's up to the management to give batch or not. Okay. I am ready to take JRTP, guys. Where is this, my dear? Where is this? Your batch. DevApps 7 p.m. Right click. Oh, they allowed us. Yes, till yesterday they have not given any permission for us. Okay, let me create different folders here. Array, you got 2 days gap now. I will give some videos to watch. Yeah, first intro. What is there? Intro, one thing. Next tool I conducted is what? JUnit, another tool. Then what is the another tool? Maven is another tool I created. Next,